Greetings out there in YouTube land. Sorry if my mic was too loud. Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris. Oh, let's try this again. Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man. And thank you for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to do a pretty interesting video. It's entitled, Today I Got Disrespected, and I'm going to share the story. I went to the grocery store. Got to the checkout lane. Lady behind the counter was checking me out. And there was this guy that was bagging the grocery. And he was unusually tall. He's about 6'4", something like that. I think a little, maybe 6'5". So I asked him, I said, wow, how tall are you? And I'm sure he gets that a lot, And I wasn't going to make a basketball reference. You should be playing basketball. I was just curious because it's not every day that I see a 6-foot tall dude. And it was just an innocent question. There was nothing disrespectful about it or, intrusive. And his response was, because I told my wife this story, and I said, guess what he said to me? And she said verbatim, she said, tall enough. I said, that's exactly what he said to me twice. So I guess in essence, it was like none of your business. And again, it was an innocent inquiry. I'm like, I'm just curious because it's not every day I see a guy that tall, And he had to been probably about 18 years old. And I'm saying to myself, and nothing stays the same, but it's like when I was that age, you are extremely respectful to your elders, because to me, this is how I felt. He was talking to me like I'm on his level. I'm like, really, dude? But as I look back on that in hindsight, because like I told you a couple of weeks ago, an event happened that changed my life forever. I'll never be that guy I was 3 months ago or prior, because I'm the kind of guy that when you need my help, especially when you're my friend and we go back a long way, I got you. You ain't got to ask me twice. You ain't got to remind me. I got you. And I was in a situation that I needed help from one of my 3 good friends that I've known two of those guys over 20 years. And it was something that was extremely important. It's very rare that I ask anybody for anything. And when I do, I pay you. It's just none of thank you. And all of them blew me off. Blew me off. I'm like, okay, from that point on, I'm not going to be that guy anymore. My philosophy now is I give you what you give me. Exactly. If you give me your best, I'm giving you my best. If you're going to blow me off and treat me like shit, I'm going to blow you off and treat you like shit now, And that's the only way that you can survive, by making your adjustments or adapting. Because I'm like, I ain't nobody's doormat. That when you need something, you come to me. And I'm good for it. And then when I rarely blue moon come to you, I'm busy. I forgot to call you. I don't want to hear that, I don't want to hear that. So I've made my adjustment. And the mistake, again, I made today was if I could relive that, I wouldn't have said shit. We live in a time now that you just can't be cordial to people, For some bizarre reason, they got a chip on their shoulder and they want to be disrespectful, because I'm going to share this story because it ties in with that one. I had a young guy come to my door about maybe 2 years ago selling that electric nonsense, or that we can save you money on electric bill. And all that is a scam. When you sign up with that company, is it the electric or the gas? One of them. When you sign up, you end up paying more, All that is the newer version of they forcing these young kids into selling magazine subscriptions. That's just it's the same scam, but it's just a different product. And I don't solely blame the young people because they're stupid. They don't know any better, and these old people are manipulating them and cheating them. So I politely told him something, which was a lie, because I'm like, I don't want that, man. I don't need that. And he kind of challenged my question or my answer. And I told him to get the fuck out of my doorway. And I told him that, get the fuck out of my doorway. Who do you think you are that you're going to come to some grown man's house and then get into a dispute about something that he don't even want in the first place? And he's trying to tell you politely, So I'm saying to myself again, I'm like, you don't talk to your elders like they're your peers. You don't. But there's some people that have been never taught that. So, I come to the conclusion every time I see the old remnants of me trying to creep back up, it's kind of like you're a right-handed hitter, but now you're trying to hit left-handed. It's odd to you and awkward, but eventually you kind of start to feel, it's a little easier to do this as well as play, swing right. So, like I said, it was like the old me kind of was creeping up today, and that interaction with that young guy, disrespectful guy, kind of woke me back up to say, you can't backslide, dude. You got to make your adjustment. Instead of doing what you would normally do naturally, because like I said, if I had the chance to redo that moment, I would not said shit. I just would have checked my stuff out, mind my business, and left. Because again, it was not nothing that I was trying to be disrespectful or negative. I'm sure he's maybe tired of hearing it. I'm like, okay, I understand that, but you still got to show a level of respect to people, because again, they're not saying anything that's negative. It's nice to get some type of positive attention. Embrace that, because most of us don't get that, but I just kind of felt kind of weird when I left, because I'm like, this little dude kind of like telling me none of my business. I'm like, okay. And there's this channel that I'm sure everybody knows about, Vlad TV, DJ Vlad. Great channel, one of my favorite YouTube channels. He interviewed a lot of interesting people, and he's a good interviewer. And he said something about a video I seen about 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, that's kind of my little, I guess, statement that I say to myself nowadays. Because he said this, he said, people ain't shit. And I forgot the lady named Lanal. She's a comedian. She sometimes hosts on his show too, and she echoed it. People ain't shit. And I'm like, you know what? People ain't shit. Not all, but I would say most nowadays. And you feel bad that you feel that way, but when you interact with a lot of people and you kind of do a percentage, you get a handful of people that's just right. They treat everybody in the manner they want to be treated. They're on time. They're courteous. You don't have to remind them. They got you. They one step ahead of you. And I forgot his name, one of my subscribers, because I was just telling my wife, he asked for a bass cover. He said, let me know if you can do it. It was two of them, and actually the second was like, it was done on a synth, and it was sequenced. It's not going to sound good on guitar, bass guitar. So I do this one. And the charge of $25. He sent it promptly, and then he sent me an additional $5. And I appreciate that, because most don't realize this. If your service is $25 and you charge them $25 and you go through PayPal, you're not getting $25. You're going to get maybe $22, $23, because of course PayPal has a fee. So, I could just raise the price to include, the fee, but I'm not thinking like that, because it's not about money. It's about helping you guys. And he realized that, and he said, I'm going to give you $5 extra because I know that PayPal going to get a piece. I appreciate that. And those are people that are thinkers. They do think about other people's feelings and situations instead of some people. Because what made me stop shipping guitars to California from where I'm at, from one coast to another, is very expensive. And when I quote you guys a price, I'm just giving you guys an estimate or a guesstimate. I don't know 100% down to the penny how much it's going to cost until I get to the post office. But I usually, do a good job of giving you guys a estimate, and it's usually maybe $5 off. Maybe it's like, okay, I'm not gonna die if I don't get $5, and it might be $5 over. I'm like, I'm sure what I'm providing is worth the $5 extra. Taking it to the post office and all that, bagging it up. So now I'm about to lose my train of thought here, and I'm hearing the ghost. But anyway, so, and normally when it's over like $10, I contact the seller and I say, hey, it's going to be a little more. No problem, $10, I'm not saying $50 or $60. And had one guy, California, I shipped his guitar. It cost me $40. And normally extra dollars. So normally what we do is we split it. Because I'm like, It's not my fault. I don't know. I'm giving a guesstimate, but this is what they want. He kind of ignored me, didn't volunteer. And I sent the guitar. I'm like, I'm never ever shipping to California again, because that's the only state that is expensive from where I live at, and I don't really realize until I get there how much it costs, and usually my guesstimate is really off. But you want to treat people in a manner that, well, you hope that they treat you in the manner that you treat them. But like I told you, after that incident with needing a favor, and it was a dire straits favor, and my friends blew me off. I'm like, okay, the old Morris man just died. I'm going to bury him today, and the new Morris man is going to treat you exactly how you treat him, regardless of how that is. If you treat him well, he's going to treat you well. If you treat him like shit, he's going to treat you like shit. And it's, again, unfortunate that you have to make those kind of adjustments and be that kind of person, because I don't want to be that kind of person. I'm used to being the kind of person that I like being, which is treating people in the manner that they want to be treated and helping people. But we live in a new world, and unless you plan on being somebody's or a group of people's fool, you have to make your adjustments. Like I said, in hindsight today, I should have never asked him nothing. I'm like, just get your fucking grocery and get up out of here. Instead of trying to be polite with people and engage in light banter and just fellowship. You can't do that no more. Unless we walk around with name tags. I'm cool and we can be polite to each other. I'm not cool. I'm an asshole and be disrespectful to you. You definitely don't want to say nothing to that guy. But we don't come with name tags. And we hope that, our decision, it's a good one. But today, today it wasn't a good decision. I should have said nothing to that guy. I should have just got my stuff and got out of there. But it's just unfortunate that we live in that kind of world now that, like Vlad said, people ain't shit, and most of them ain't shit. It's like, it is what it is, and you have to make your adjustments to stay afloat and keep your sanity. Because again, if you don't, you got people that just trample all over you, and they don't think nothing wrong with it. Because the problem I had with that was he thought I was on his level, and he was talking to me like I was on his level. And I'm like, I'm taking offense to this dude because I just simply asked a question that was not disrespectful and just being curious, But again, that was my fault. I should have not said nothing. You just kind of avoid people and interact with them when you have to interact with them. But for the most part, I find myself these days like being by myself, Don't interact with too many people, just enough people to get what you need to get done and call it a day. That's the world, again, we live in now. 30 years ago, and again, this is not an old man ranting about the good old days, but some things should never go out of style, and there shouldn't be a style. Loving people, respecting people, treating people in the manner that you want to be treated. That should never go away. It's the love. That was a long time ago. That should never, ever go away, but apparently it has. And it's so unfortunate. It really is. So I thought I would just share that with you today. Next time, take care. Thanks for watching.